Part 6. The Truth No One Could Bury. The rain had not stopped since morning. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, like it, and share it with a friend. If you want to see part 7 of this story, type yes in the comments. It tapped relentlessly against the tall glass windows of Karachi's most powerful corporate tower, where Raza Group of Industries ruled the skyline like a silent king. And inside the top floor office, that king was breaking. Zayan Raza stood with both hands on his desk, head lowered, breath uneven. The medical file lay open in front of him like a verdict from God himself. No medical possibility of natural conception. Permanent infertility confirmed. His eyes closed. Then how? How was Alina carrying his child? He had read the report 10 times. Called the doctor twice. Asked for verification. Threatened legal action. Demanded retests. Every result screamed the same truth. He could not father a child. And yet, Alina was pregnant. A slow chill ran through his spine. For the first time in his life, Zayan Raza felt something he had never felt before. Fear. 3 floors below. Alina sat in the waiting lounge, hands resting protectively over her stomach. She had cried all morning. Not because she was scared, but because she was tired. Tired of being called a liar. Tired of being looked at like a mistake. Tired of loving a man who now looked at her like she had betrayed him. She whispered to herself, "I didn't lie. I didn't." Tears slid silently. She had given herself to him once. Only once. That night had not been lust. It had been vulnerability. Comfort. Loneliness meeting loneliness. And now that single night had turned into a storm that neither of them could escape. The elevator dinged. She looked up. Zayan stepped out. His face was pale. Eyes darker than she had ever seen. Jaw tight. Something was wrong. Very wrong. "We need to talk." His voice had no anger. And that scared her more than his anger ever had. They went into the private conference room. The glass walls reflected their distance. Zayan placed the medical file on the table between them. Alina frowned. "What is this?" He didn't sit. He just said quietly, "I can't have children." She blinked. "What?" "My medical reports. Since 5 years. Multiple hospitals. Multiple tests. I am permanently infertile." Her lips parted but no sound came out. He continued, "So tell me, Alina, whose child are you carrying?" The words did not come out loud. They came out broken. She stood up so fast the chair fell. "Zayan, how can you even answer me?" The first time he shouted. Her body shook. "I have never been with anyone else. I swear on." "Don't swear," he snapped. "I need truth, not drama." Her tears fell harder now. "I only ever touched you, only you, that night." Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. Zayan looked at her face. And for the first time, he saw not guilt. He saw terror. Real terror. The kind that cannot be acted. The impossible possibility. That night, Zayan did something he had never done in his life. He went home and he thought. Not as a CEO. Not as a powerful man. But as a man who was confused. What if the reports were wrong? What if there was a 1 in a million chance? He called his family doctor at midnight. "Is there any case where a declared infertile man can father a child?" The doctor sighed. "Rare. Extremely rare. But not impossible. Medicine is not God, Zayan." He froze. "Not impossible?" "I've seen 2 cases in my career." 2 cases. That was enough to make his world tilt. The next morning, DNA test. Zayan didn't tell Alina. He simply told her they were going for another checkup. She agreed silently. At the hospital, he requested something without her knowing. A prenatal DNA sampling arrangement. The baby was his. Everything would change. If not, everything would end. Days of silence. Those 3 days were the longest days of their lives. They lived in the same house like strangers. No fights. No talks. No eye contact. Only waiting. Alina would often wake up at night and see Zayan sitting on the balcony, staring into nothing. He was not sleeping. He was drowning. The report arrives. The envelope arrived on a Thursday evening. Zayan held it for 10 minutes before opening. His hands were trembling. He opened it. Read the first line. Then the second. Then he sat down. Art. The paper slipped from his fingers. Alina, who had been standing near the door, rushed forward. "Zayan? What happened?" He looked at her. Eyes filled. Voice shaking. "It's mine." She froze. "What?" "The baby is mine." The room went silent. Then Alina broke. She fell to her knees crying. Not because she won, but because finally, he believed her. The guilt. Zayan had faced billion-rupee losses without blinking. But this guilt, this was unbearable. He had doubted the one woman who had never lied to him. He knelt in front of her. For the first time in his life. I am sorry, Alina. She looked at him through tears. You didn't trust me? I was scared. You hurt me. I know. He held her hands. Carefully. Gently. Like she was something sacred. And maybe she was. But the storm was not over. Because somewhere else in the city, someone else was watching. Someone who knew Zayan's medical history. Someone who knew this pregnancy should have been impossible. And that someone smiled. Now the real game begins. The camera of a phone zoomed into Zayan's house from a parked car across the street. A photo was taken. Sent to an unknown number. Message typed. He believes the child is his. Reply came instantly. Good. Don't interfere yet. Back at the house. For the first time in weeks, Zayan sat beside Alina on the bed. His hand rested over her stomach. Softly. Almost afraid. Our miracle, he whispered. Alina smiled faintly. But for some reason, a strange uneasiness crept into her heart. As if this peace was too fragile. As if something unseen was waiting. Final line of part 6. Outside the house, inside the dark car, the unknown man lowered his phone and said quietly, he thinks this is a miracle. A cold smile appeared. He has no idea, this was planned.